What up, what up? Welcome to my channel where we're doing music covers, original music, album reviews, song reviews, reactions, tier lists, whatever the day calls for. If you like what you see here, please subscribe to the channel. If you have content on here, I will subscribe to you as well. I am all about supporting up-and-comers on here. I am a solo artist. I have one album to my name right now. It's called Communication. It is quite a few years old now. It's actually almost 10 years old now. It can be heard in full there on robcary.bandcamp.com. I'm in the studio in the thick of writing the follow-up to that album. It's called Ugly Living. I have so much appreciation to anybody who has been following along with me in the creation of this album and the 5 singles that I've released for it thus far. There are 5 so far on this channel. Save My Life Again, Premeditated, Faint Heart, If I Knew, and my brand new one that I just dropped last week called Sitting Duck. I also have some guitar playthroughs for a couple of those songs up on this channel. Anybody who checks out anything I do, be it my own music or my commentary or anything, you have my gratitude. Thank you so much. All 5 of those singles for my upcoming album, Ugly Living, appear in the form of a lyric video that include front album artwork and the back album art with the track listing. I'm going back to the studio on Tuesday, and we're going to start working on the non-singles for the album now. It's going to seem like I've gone kind of quiet as far as my own music is concerned for a little while because we're going to be working on songs that aren't going to be singles, and I plan on releasing one more single down the road when the album's finished and we have a release date for it. And I'm not going to lie, like, so much momentum has been going for this album and the creation of all these singles that now that we're working on the non-singles, it's kind of made me realize, going back to some of these other tracks that exist for this thing, that a lot of them are only 60 to 80% done. And the next non-single we're about to work on is the song Ache. It's the 6th track on the album, and it's so far removed style-wise from what we just did with Sitting Duck. And I'm just curious, if anybody that's a musician is listening to this video right now, what do you do when you have writer's block? For me personally, if it's lyrics or song structures, which are usually the thing that I struggle the most with at the last minute, right before we go into the studio to record and start a new song from scratch, for me, it's just going on a nice long walk. No headphones, nothing. Just complete silence, being out there, going on a long walk, not really even knowing what path you're going to take, and just thinking about things when you're in the great outdoors. And that's 100% what got this next track, Ache, ready to be recorded on Tuesday. So if you're a musician, I'm just curious. If you're having trouble piecing a song together and finalizing everything, what gets you in that headspace? I'd like to know. I'm just curious. I love touching base with other musicians and just knowing what their process is for writing songs, especially if you're a one-man band like myself. I could have such writer's block and would just be having a day, which is very rare these days, where I got nothing but time on my hands, and I'll just be sitting in the house not motivated to do anything, like especially after a long day at work. You're not motivated to work out, you're not motivated to write, you're not motivated to practice singing or guitar. It's just like sometimes it's just getting out there, taking that long walk. That's what it is for me. And I don't want to go off on too much of a tangent, but let me know what makes songwriting work for you. I'm very curious. Today we're going to be getting into the brand new song Snapped Neck from a band I am a huge fan of and have become a huge fan of here along with you guys as I've discovered them, and that is the French deathcore band TEN56. And in addition to checking out this brand new music video, we're also going to be talking about this brand new album that they've dropped. It's called I.O. It came out 2 days ago. We're going to get right into this single, and at this point, this song, Snap Neck, is the only song from this brand new album that I haven't heard already. We're doing a live reaction of that. But when we get to the outro here, I want to talk about some of these other songs that we haven't heard already, because a lot of this album has already been released in the form of singles, and I've reacted to pretty much each and every one of them. And we're going to talk about some of the ones that weren't released already in the outro. I got so much to say about all of it. I got a lot to say about like the lyrical content on this album. It's all very interesting. I've already read the lyrics to this song too. I haven't heard the song itself, but I wanted to go into it knowing what the lyrics are. So that's all I'm going to say for right now. Let's get into this brand new TEN56 song, Snap Neck. Let's get it.
I'm falling off the edge. Where's all the bags black leather? Warm up in battlefield, much better. Will these fools live on? Wait for no one left to show us your fire. All my life, feeling worthless apart. All my life, concealing, no feeling. I've been locked up in this place and I share with my mind. The symphony that the ones sing in Cary. Something's telling me that I know where the love is. And it's haunting me, it's haunting me. Just go! Snap, snap! Peace is how you remember me. Come gather around so we can waddle with my pain. Taste it on your tongue and feel it coursing through your veins. Pain. I've been locked up in this place that I share with my mind. Something beneath the sea I can't break. Something's telling me that I know where the earth is. And it's haunting me, it's haunting me. Just go! I'm falling off the edge. Why am the bags black leather? I really don't feel any better. These thoughts are lost live on. Why you slowly when the shoulders are crying? Why am the bags black leather? I really don't feel any better. These thoughts are lost live on. I'm falling off the edge. Why am the bags black leather? I really don't feel any better. These thoughts are lost live on. Why you slowly when the shoulders are crying?
All right, if there is one thing that I definitely did not see coming with this song, it was the obvious clean sung influence of the Deftones and the Deftones vibe. I got this album, Private Music. I really wanted to review this, but the time just wasn't there. But let's stay focused on the band we're talking about here. With this being the only song that on this album that I haven't heard already, and me hearing this one last, the best way I can describe this song in the context of the album is just the missing piece of the puzzle. This song being here adds so much to this album. Going for those Deftones vibes in this track was nothing short of a success. It sounded incredible, and this is definitely a top track of this album. Now, I have reacted to and commentated on most of this album because most of this album honestly is consisting of singles that were released already. But I would definitely consider this a top track. Those kind of clean sung vibes, he does them really, really well. And I hope that that's something that they do more of in the future. This was a great song. I loved it. I loved every second of it. The video was really cool. Some really cool live footage. I've said before how much I love the starts and stops in their song structures, and like when they have these pummeling breakdowns just grind to these screeching abrupt halts, and then they just pummel into the next section, like I've said quite a few times that I love that about their sound. So let's talk about some of the songs that were not released as singles, one of them being the opener. It's called Doormat. It really is a crushing opener. It's settled into the type of pummeling groove that we've come to expect from them, but it has some unexpected change-ups too, a really cool blast beat section. I kind of figured that the lyrical theme of this track was going to be about just somebody taking advantage of you and being taken advantage of, because the song's called Doormat. It doesn't really leave too much to the imagination of what they're talking about, but some of these songs do. You know, like you got number 2, Pig. I already reacted to it. What I got from that one lyrically was about anger and trauma being felt from betrayal of a family member. That's what I got from it. He may have been talking about something different. I don't want to speak for the man, but that was one of the songs on this album where the lyrical content and the vocal delivery is what you're going to take away from it more than the actual musical vehicle backing up what Aaron Matz is talking about. Then you got this track here that we just reacted to. I loved it. I loved those clean sung sections. I loved it. I've never heard them do anything like that before. I've heard them do clean vocals before, but not like this. I really, really like this song. And since we're on this song, as far as like the reaction for this song, I would give it a 9 out of 10, 100%. Number 4 is kind of a corny interlude that leads into I Know Where You Sleep. And I was going to react to this song because it did come out prior to the album, but it's only like a minute and a half long, and it would have kind of been a waste of a reaction just because it's so short. But as far as the kind of person he's going after or why he is doing so, the fear he is trying to invoke in these lyrics towards the person that he's talking about here are so similar to the lyrics that I made for my last track, Sitting Duck. And I was just kind of like really feeling like I was in the exact same headspace as he was when writing the lyrics to this track, I Know Where You Sleep. Number 6 is Good Morning, which they released first. And it's been so long now, but that one is so chaotic, so sporadic. And it's one of the noisiest songs on this album. If you want to hear everything I thought about that track, got a reaction for that. And the following song is Earwig, which I also reacted to on this channel. And when I reacted to that song, at that time, I thought it was a really, really good song, but I didn't think it was the best song they made or the worst song they made. It was just a really, really good song. And I said when we did, I think it was the Pig reaction, that I actually retract that. And even after hearing this entire album, I still think that Earwig is the best 1056 song. Not just on this album, but that I've ever heard them do. Earwig is just everything at a perfect 10. Not just the lyrics, not just the vocal delivery, but I think Earwig is the most interesting musically too, with an amazing outro. Earwig is my favorite 1056 song, 100%. Number 8 is ICU, another already previous released single for this album that I reacted to. And the thing that I take away from this one more than anything else is the rapid fire vocal delivery, the scream raps. It's relentless. The breathing techniques that it takes to pull off a song like this is the most noteworthy part of this track. Number 9 is Pity Fuck. It's one of those songs where the lyrics, once again, are one of the things that make this song stand out the most. The lyrics of this song were so good. The groove was really pummeling and slow and mid-tempo. And it really draws you in too, and it's very heavy. But the vocals and the lyrics were the thing that made this song stand out for sure. And then we get into some more unheard territory. This is a 12-track album. We're on track 10 now, and everything moving forward is going to be songs we haven't heard already. Number 10 is Friends. This is an interlude of sorts, and it's really wild. It's like a spoken word dialogue that can be interpreted in a few different ways. At first, it sounds like the protagonist is speaking to someone he committed a brutal murder with. It could also be interpreted as the protagonist having a mental battle with the voices in their head. The lyrical approach to this record was very unique. Number 11 was the track Banshee. I would say musically, this one is probably the least interesting one. And then we get to this closing track, the title track, I.O. The lyrics are so vulnerable on this track, so amazingly written, that I kind of teared up a little bit when listening to this. This one musically is kind of in the vein of the track RLS from their Downer album, part two of the Downer album, where the verses are all rapped. The lyrics are showing remorse for things that he's done in his past, relating to drug use and some other things, and just being so open, so vulnerable. And that's the thing, like, when you're telling your story and you're putting the art first, not everything about making music is fun, you know? And that's something I'm learning as I'm having to open myself up to things that are uncomfortable for me to go into that headspace and talk about too. Like, I was really, really blown away by the lyrics of this track, the vulnerability, the showing of remorse, and just the way it was written. Like I said, I kind of teared up a little bit. When this song was over, the only thing I could think of was just, wow, man. These guys don't do it for the fame or for the money. There's so much authenticity in this album that shows that. And I don't think there's any song that puts that on display more than this closer here. It was such an awesome way to close this album out. Two huge pieces of the puzzle in this album when it comes to the songs that weren't released already were Snap Neck, the song we just heard here, and this closer, I.O. Even though most of this album was already released in the form of singles, from start to finish, it's a great listen. I got nothing but good things to say about this album. I have nothing but good things to say about this band. I really love these guys. I really think they have a unique take on the genre, even though a lot of their music might be really rhythmic and really simplistic at times. They just do it in a way that nobody else does. 9 out of 10. I'm giving this album a 9 out of 10. And by the time I can afford to like buy physical copies of albums, if they still have any left, by the time I'm able to get one, I will. Great job to 1056 here. That's all I got to say about this one. Till next time, thanks for watching.